You've heard all those people say, just reduce the screen time, it's just willpower, use app limits and so on. But did it work? I suppose if you watch this video, it didn't. Of course, this advice has its place. However, it only tackles one angle of the problem, that you spend too much time on those apps. But it doesn't fix the root cause, the reason why you start scrolling again after stopping for 5 minutes. It doesn't fix that you don't have anything meaningful to replace it with. So in this video, I want to show you how to turn the time you would waste scrolling into time where you're actually making progress towards the life you want to live. If you don't know me yet, my name is Lorenz and I quit Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all those apps about 2 years ago. And since then, my whole life completely changed. But I didn't quit those apps by just trying to reduce my screen time. Of course, that was one part. But the more important part was that I found something meaningful to replace it with. For me, it was playing the piano. But now let's get into the video. In this video, I want to give you the 3-step process to go from not knowing what to do whatsoever to actually finding what you want to do and then actually taking the first step into the right direction. So the first step is finding stuff you think is cool, what you could do. Then the second step is to pick one thing. And the third step is to take your first action. So first, of course, you have to know what you want to do. And there are a few ways how you can find something you can start doing. A skill, a hobby, whatever. Just ask yourself, what do you think is impressive? For example, if you're on TikTok, Instagram, if you're scrolling and someone maybe does crazy calisthenics stuff, or someone is playing an instrument, or someone is doing parkour or lifting weights in the gym. What do you think is impressive? What do you think is cool? Just stop for a second and really ask yourself that. Okay, what do I think is impressive? What do I like to see on Instagram? What do I think is cool? And then if you thought of something, just write it down. If you want, on a piece of paper or just in the Notes app, it doesn't really matter, just that you have a small list of stuff you think is cool. And by stuff, I mean like hobbies, skills, just anything in real life that is not just scrolling. That would be one way how to get ideas, what you can do. Another way would be to ask yourself what you like to do as a child. Because as a child, you were just real, you didn't have all those influences from outside that told you what to want. When you were a child, your desires were more honest, I would say, or your interests were more honest. Nobody told you what to want. And that's also a way how you can really find something that fits to you and not just something that everybody does and everyone thinks, yeah, okay, that's nice, society thinks it's cool, but really something that deeply connects with you. If you now have a small list with things you like to see, you think are impressive, then you can go to the next step. But if you don't have written down anything, then just stop for a second, tap on pause and write down something. Write down 3 things you think are impressive. And the second part is to just choose one thing to start with. And it's more or less just, okay, what do you think is the coolest? What fits the best to you? What seems right? It's just choosing one and then going further with it. And if you are between 2 things and don't know, okay, what do I want to choose? And it's really close, then just choose one. It doesn't really matter that much what you do. Just choose something that feels right. And something you have to understand is that all this stuff, like, for example, for me playing the piano, or maybe boxing or going to the gym, building a great physique, all this stuff. Of course, it seems hard, and it is hard at times, of course. But you have to understand that if you stick with something just for long enough, you can do it. You can get good at it. So if you think, yeah, okay, playing the piano, it's weird, I can't play with both hands simultaneously, I just can't do it. That's something you just have to get out of your head. It's just practice. Everything is practice. If you think, okay, boxing it's too hard for me, it's nothing for me, but I would like to do it, then just do it. Just start with it. Everything is just practice. You can get good at it if you just stick long enough with it and try to get better. That's really something you have to get in your mind. Even if it seems hard, maybe it is hard, but if you just stick with it and put in the hours, put in the time, then you can get good at it. So now if on your list is chess and drawing, and let's say drawing is something you would really like to be able to do, then don't choose chess because you just think, I can't draw, it's too hard. That's just the point. Don't choose something that seems easier just because you think the one thing is too hard. It's just practice. It just takes time. Probably at first you are shit in the skill you want to learn, but that's normal. It's like that with everything. With some skills, like for example, skateboarding, then the time where you are really shit at this skill is a bit longer than maybe at drawing. I don't know, but you have to understand the beginning. Of course, you are shit at this skill, but if you just stick with it, it gets better. You can learn it, and it's possible. That's the thing you have to understand. And the third and most important part is actually starting. Because if you did all that stuff, wrote down what you want to do, then chose one, but now don't take action, then all this stuff was for nothing. If you don't change your behavior, your circumstances also won't change, and that's why taking action is the most important step. And it doesn't matter how small the step is. It's just starting. That's the most important part. So if you want to play the piano, for example, then of course you need something to play on. So order a keyboard, or if you don't want to order something right away, then choose a date where you are going to go to a shop where pianos are or keyboards are or whatever. Or if you want to start boxing, then choose a boxing gym near you and look up when you can actually go there, and then set the date and write it into your calendar and then actually go there, just starting. I mean, of course, now you're probably sitting on your couch or wherever you're watching this video, and you can just start playing the piano or something, but you can take the first step. Because often the reason why people are not taking action is not because the action is too hard, it's because there's no clarity. They don't even know what the next action is going to be. So now I want you to think about what is the first step I have to do to actually start the thing I want to do, the thing you chose. Like I said, for playing the piano, going to a shop, or setting a date where you're going to go to a shop, or ordering it straight away, or for boxing, just choosing the gym you are going to go to and when you are going to go there. Or if you want to start skateboarding, I don't know what you choose then. Also, just set a date where you are going to the shop. I think you get it. It's just think about the first step you have to take, and if you can take it right now, then set a date where you're going to take this action. Otherwise, this video also won't change anything. Taking action is the most important part with this. Because we want you to not stay passive, We want you to get active, and being active is of course just taking action. So I want you to take action. Like I said, what you can do now is getting clarity, knowing what the next step is going to be and when you are going to take it. That's the step I want you to take right now. And one thing you have to understand is, of course it's hard. It's not supposed to be easy. So when I was still scrolling pretty much and was in this dopamine cycle, cheap dopamine cycle, everything was hard. Like doing a few push-ups, doing a few workouts, just getting up and getting me to do 10 push-ups or whatever. That was hard, doing that consistently. And it's supposed to be hard. That's normal. And you have to understand that, just that you don't have wrong expectations. Because if you think it's going to be easy, it has to be easy, and there is not going to be any friction, but then the reality hits you, okay, it's hard, there is friction, some days I don't want to do the thing, then you think something is wrong, and then you stop. So that's something you really have to understand. At the beginning it's hard, but then when you just take action and get into the habit of taking action, then you build momentum, and then it's going to get easier and just a normal thing. Like I said, when I started and still scrolled, doing a few push-ups consistently every day, that was hard. But now going to the gym it's just normal. I'm in the habit of doing it. And just the beginning, that's the hardest part, and it's supposed to be hard. But if you just stick with it, take action, and even if you don't take action for a few days, but then get into the habit again, if you just stick with it, then you're going to build momentum, and then it's going to get easier. But the start is going to be a bit hard, and it is supposed to be. So I hope you took action on this video and actually did the steps I told you to do, because I really think if you just do this stuff and actually take action with it, it can really completely change your life. Like it was for me when I scrolled and was in this cheap dopamine cycle and was just scrolling, smoking weed with my friends and stuff like that. When I actually got something else to do, something to replace this cheap dopamine with, a healthy source of dopamine, like playing the piano and then doing sports and all this stuff, that really changed everything. And I think if you really take action on those steps I told you, then this can also completely change the trajectory of your life. So I hope you took action, and bye.